In New York, power among the elite isn't just measured in dollars, it's measured in fear. And no one wielded fear quite like Hannah Sterling, wife of real estate titan Robert Sterling. She wasn't just a woman of influence. She was the untouchable queen of Aurelia, the city's most exclusive restaurant. A whisper from her could ruin careers. The staff, the patrons, even celebrity chefs all walked on eggshells when her black Bentley rolled up. For years, she was untouchable, a perfectly polished storm of elegance and cruelty. But then came Kalista Martinez, a quiet art student, a waitress who would show that even the most formidable have cracks in their armor. Aurelia wasn't a restaurant, it was a stage for the 001%, tucked away in the Upper East Side. Its understated entrance opened into a world where conversations were hushed. Silverware chimed like a delicate symphony, and the scent of truffle and wealth hung heavy in the air. Hannah's arrival was ritualized, a call an hour before to ensure her corner booth was perfectly lit. The staff silently alerted as her Bentley purred to a stop, and the manager, Mr. Du Bois, adjusting his tie for what felt like the 100th time, plastered on a smile that never quite reached his anxious eyes. Temperatures adjusted, wine pre-chilled, flowers arranged just so every detail, a subtle bow to her exacting standards. Hannah Sterling moved through the dining room like a shadow of ice. Her face was carefully sculpted, her eyes cold and piercing. She didn't shout. Her cruelty was quiet, precise, devastating. A sommelier nearly cried over a bottle of Chateau Margaux she deemed mistreated. A hostess was fired for wearing lipstick that offended her aesthetic sensibilities. Robert Sterling, who could level entire city blocks for a skyscraper, sat beside her as thunder to her lightning, smirking faintly at the havoc she wrought. Kalista, 23, was everything Aurelia was not. Hands smudged with charcoal and clay rather than lacquer nail polish. She'd taken the job for the legendary tips and to pay off suffocating student loans. Mr. Du Bois, during her brief orientation, spent 10 minutes on the menu and 45 on the rules of surviving Hannah Sterling. You do not speak unless spoken to. Anticipate. Never assume. Her water glass must be half full, not more. Call her Mrs. Sterling. Understand? Kalista blinked, thinking, she's just a customer, right? Her first night confirmed it wasn't just a job. Hannah arrived in a cream silk pantsuit, diamond necklace glinting like captured stars. With Robert at her side, every motion in their section was scrutinized. Orders were absurdly precise. See base pan seared exactly 90 seconds per side. Asparagus blanched and sliced at a 30-degree angle. Samuel, the veteran waiter mentoring Kalista, warned, that's her being pleasant. Don't make a mistake. Be invisible. But Kalista, an artist by trade, had never been invisible. 3 weeks in, Kalista's invisibility ended abruptly. Samuel called in sick, and she was assigned to the Sterling Section A true test. Her heart hammered as she approached the table with menus. Hannah's gaze cut into her like a scalpel. You knew, she stated. The conversation was a series of impossible demands, tests designed to fluster. Kalista's memory for detail and composure allowed her to navigate it all. When Hannah complained about the lighting, an unfixable setup, Kalista simply repositioned a small vase and lit a candle, softening the shadows. The subtle solution satisfied Hannah, momentarily enough to pique her interest. Hannah's fascination grew into a calculated obsession. She began requesting Kalista's section repeatedly, each visit a new test. Complaints about temperature, provenance, or even the olive oil were met with Kalista's calm, informed responses, preserving the illusion while subtly asserting control. When Hannah attacked a sentimental lapel pin, Kalista removed it but did so with dignity. It was compliance that wasn't submission. Her quiet integrity became a silent rebellion. Hannah's psychological warfare escalated. She mocked Kalista's art studies, sneering at her hobby, trying to belittle her purpose. Kalista responded with honesty and confidence, refusing to take the bait. Staff whispered in awe. Samuel warned repeatedly that Hannah would eventually find the button that made her explode. But Kalista had been raised on integrity and refused to compromise it, even under pressure. The breaking point came during a packed Saturday service. Hannah feigned losing a diamond earring, a trap meant to humiliate Kalista in front of the elite. The young waitress leaned in and calmly explained that both earrings were still on Hannah. Her sincerity preserved Hannah's dignity while outsmarting her, and the icy queen was publicly, subtly outmaneuvered. The staff exhaled in relief. But Kalista knew the battle was far from over. During Hannah's 2-week absence, Kalista began research. She discovered that Hannah wasn't merely cruel, she had built her power on deception. Years earlier, Hannah, then Hannah Gallo, had recanted damning testimony in a bribery case, allowing Robert Sterling to acquire critical permits for his empire. She had married into power she had helped create, her cruelty a shield to protect the foundation of lies she'd laid. Kalista realized that the abstract force she'd been navigating now had a deeply personal face. Aurelia wasn't just a restaurant. It was a battlefield of justice. When Hannah returned, she orchestrated the Starlight Gala, the ultimate social stage, intending to publicly humiliate Kalista. But Kalista, armed with knowledge and a calm mind, turned the tables. Hannah accused her of stealing a diamond necklace. But Kalista revealed the true history, connecting Hannah's past lies to the destruction of her own family's bookstore. The revelation left the Sterling empire exposed in front of New York's elite. Robert Sterling, pragmatic and ruthless, silently distanced himself from his wife. In a final masterstroke, Kalista exposed the orchestrated theft by a rival while revealing the truth about Hannah's own deception. The real necklace had never left Hannah's neck. It had all been a performance. The Queen of Aurelia was rendered publicly ridiculous. Her fearsome persona shattered. Whispers and gasps swept the room. Hannah, once untouchable, fled in disgrace. The staff, the press, everyone witnessed her fall. Kalista had not acted with vengeance, only truth. After that night, Kalista walked out of Aurelia for the last time. The weight of the job, Hannah's cruelty, and her family's grief lifted from her shoulders. She devoted herself to art, culminating in a Brooklyn gallery show. Her centerpiece, a painting of a woman in silver, beautiful yet terrified, with the faint ghost of a small bookstore in the background. Titled The Price of Tower, it sold immediately. Kalista's story is a lesson. True strength isn't in wealth, fear, or a famous name. It's quiet. It's integrity. It's courage to speak the truth when no one is watching. Hannah Sterling's empire, built on lies, crumbled under the calm honesty of one determined woman. Kalista didn't seek heroism, she refused to be a victim. And in doing so, she reminded us all that dignity can outshine even the most glittering power. What would you have done in Kalista's shoes? Ever faced a Hannah Sterling in your life? Let me know in the comments. If her story resonated, hit like, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more tales of quiet courage and justice.